Yo, 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 yo. What is
Yo,
up?
yo, yo, yo.
Todd Patrick during NFL opening night. Ha.
Yeah, man. I've got the TV on watching
Hey,
Bills Rams game, and we get to hang out, man. So
yeah, Todd, we're big chilling, homie. If no one tunes in, we're chilling. If not, like it's all good, man. Like we're
boy,
gonna have fun,
my
man. Greg and
boy,
I wanted to
Fat
get
Boat,
on, talk about the season as a whole, some fun things, man.
dude. Allen is going to be the MVP, and the Bills are winning the Super Bowl. There's no doubt about it. They look good right out of the gate. Right out of the
Bro,
gate.
that made Leo upset, bro.
Yeah.
God, he hates that opinion.
10-0 Buffalo, man. After two turnovers,
All
too,
right, we're
man.
in there.
Buffalo's up 10-0 with 2 turnovers. It's going to go under, man. This game's going under.
Dude, I hope the NFL's ratings don't get too hard from us doing a show, Greg. I hope they're okay. I hope they figure it out. Sarko, man, I am. This is vodka and qua and lemon or something. I don't know.
Vodka.
But
Okay.
cheers, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
Cheers, everybody.
Buff wins by 17. God,
Dave,
dog, man.
I agree, man. I think Buffalo's. I mean, they were 2.5 point favorites going in, man. So,
Yo, Todd, who's Matt Stafford? Come on, dude.
come on, dude. He's only won a Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, won a
Have some
Super Bowl,
respect at your
man.
mouth. He beat his Bengals.
Yeah, and not only that, dude's been, at least from what I think, and Greg, me and you talked about this actually yesterday. It looks hurt.
I'm telling you, he's got that Tommy John thing going on, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
bro.
it's no joke, dude. He doesn't have that zip on the ball, man. So they're concerned. They're concerned, man.
Peyton
I don't know.
Manning won a Super Bowl with 0 zip on the ball.
He's trash.
Man.
Okay.
All right, Todd.
Okay. Yeah. He'll,
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
Stafford's trash. Won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Follow
And then-
Todd for more NFL hot takes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, it's all gonna be good, man. I mean, I'm excited for football, man. I'm excited for the season. This is my favorite. It's my favorite time of the year, man. It's so good. We got college football, we got NFL football, we got high school football. It's the end of the KFL season. It's great. Let's go,
Dude, yeah, into the KFL. Dude, been a crazy year, man.
That's what we're
The
talking about, man.
things that have gone on this year,
I've
on
never
the
seen anything like
field, off the field.
Never seen anything like it.
I'm exhausted, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's my inbox is full of comments, questions about next year and all that stuff, man. I just want to get through this year, man. I'm not worried about next year. I just want to get through this year, man. I want to hand over the trophy, hand over the cash, and sayonara for a
Yeah,
couple
take
months.
a little break.
Take a little break, man. Yeah, exactly.
Take a
Yeah,
little. But
yeah.
we do owe a
But
huge.
the
thank
same
you.
people, Blake, the same people that has given me most heartache, I guarantee you, come next year, come about April, May, or June. I can't wait for the KFL, man. It's gonna be so excited, man. Like I think nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like completely forget what all the shit they gave us last year. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. Be like, remember, man? Listen, I've got my notepad, man. Some of you guys are crossed off my Christmas list, man. And once you're crossed off my Christmas list, you ain't coming back on. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Painful.
You know, it's brutal. And some of you guys are going to get even bigger gifts next year.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
we've got a lot of stellar people here, man. And then we've got a few turd sandwiches. I mean, that's really the only way to say it, man. I mean, is what it is, man.
Yeah, it's and again, man, look, this ain't a KFL show by any means, man. We just like y'all just getting the real Greg and Blake, no corporate crap, none of that stuff, man. You know, this ain't KFL tonight, man, but my God, dude. I mean, you'll be surprised. It's fun. It's
Todd
fun to have
says,
it.
Dang, does that mean Shiners are a no-go? Well, Todd, you did ask for 85 roster changes this year. I'm know, man. I guess I don't know where that ranks on Greg's Christmas list, but maybe high, maybe low.
Todd was a huge asset to us, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
Huge
Yeah,
asset to us.
I'm getting that Todd a
Yeah.
little bit.
No, he was good, man. He kept me straight, kept my mind going, man. And I mean, Todd's got a lot of great ideas, man. He does. He has a lot of great ideas, and
they're only great if they can be implemented.
That's true.
That's what qualifies as great. There's a lot of good ideas.
Yep. Hey, Jeremy, I played golf today, dude. Played golf in VA.
Really?
Yeah, man. Didn't play so well. I did drive a 283-yard green today. Got a little bird on that one.
You drove 280?
283.
Yeah.
Yep. I drove the green. Your boy can hit a golf ball.
No, I know. I felt like 280 was a little weak for your max drive. What were you hitting?
Oh, it was driver. Yeah, I hit a driver. 283. It actually carried about 275 and went up a hill and went to the green, man. It was good. Fun.
Yeah. Is that your only birdie of the day?
Only birdie of the day. I played like crap the rest of the round.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. God, man. Birdies feel so good. But man, it's once a round for me, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Cart.
Dude,
cart path bounce. I like that.
Oh man. Yeah.
Hey, so Greg, let's get into some fishing stuff. I mean, let's run our paces here, man. Dude, year 2 KFL, man. Certainly some off the field stuff. Didn't love much of that, but I guess I'd like to start with coming into the season, man. We definitely took our pre-picks, who we thought would be good, who not. How did we do?
I think we did okay, man. I think we did okay. I was a big, I was a big time believer that the Maulers were gonna do wonders. They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think I picked the Maulers out of the North, and I think I picked Coosa out of the South, which is not dead yet. I mean that's those picks are not dead yet. I was high on the Shiners. And I thought it was gonna be Maulers Shiners in the championship. Yeah. That didn't happen. But dude, like Todd said, 2 inches away from making the playoffs, man. I think my biggest surprise this year, and I'm gonna have to say this, man, and I'm gonna have to eat some crow, but I think it's the Virginia Reapers, man.
Yeah.
I think that was a big surprise. I didn't expect year 1 that they were going to do what they did. They won the division. They're number 2 seed in the South. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. I'll be honest with you. Another thing I didn't expect was the Tar Heel Lunkers out of the division not do as well. That was a big shocker to me. Another shocker to me was the Swamp Donkeys not doing as well. I love their team though. I think they got close and they
wait. You thought that was actually a shocker? Because
I think 2-6 was a shocker. I thought they were going to go 4-4.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought they had another game or two in them. Another thing I think it was kind of surprising to me that the Hogs would have the season that they did in terms of like not catching limits and struggle in the water.
Yeah.
That one was an eye opener. Indianapolis Knights, man, I crowed it. This year, I did not think they would come even close to being a 2 seed. Motor City obviously still, Motor City doing Motor City things, but man, I mean that one is another one that was a kind of like, I mean that's why we roll out the football on Sunday, man. You know what I mean? That was another big,
Yeah,
Dan Parrish, I picked the Slayers. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, he's exactly right. I did pick the Slayers. Yeah.
And the Slayers aren't out of it either.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, he is right though. I did pick the Slayers. I was high on the Slayers for sure. So
yeah, and I just meant Slayers aren't out of it. They've been very good.
Yeah.
I think biggest surprise in the South for me is it's hands down it's the Reapers.
And I'm proud of them, man. I'm proud of these guys, man. It's an interesting team.
Yeah, I just meant like you kind of look at the collective whole there, and you're like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
but I didn't really know, man. I
Yeah.
just didn't.
What really surprised me about them is their ability to travel,
Hmm.
and take out the Carolina Casters. I think it was the first game that they played on the road, with Corey Dreyer right there. They beat them hands down, man. I mean, beat them on that. I think it was Macintosh or something like that. They beat them on. But man, them being able to travel on the road and win like they did in commanding fashion shocked the heck out of me, man. Especially, no offense to the guys that started, but like the guys that started, you're like, okay, this is not even their best squad. What are they doing? You know what I mean? And for them to turn around and what they did was impressive, man. Impressive. A
Yeah,
lot of respect for it.
I think the thing that surprised me, and you're calling it road games, but I think it was kind of their dominance against their division.
Yeah.
Thought they were very, very good in their divisional games, and those were just kind of the games that they showed up for. Now, if you're a Warhawks fan, you're probably saying, well, they had more divisional games, and that is true, but you still got to go out and win. Still got to go out and get
You
those
do.
dubs.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you can, right? I mean, every win counts. And, they won it. They won it fair and square, man. So, I mean, as I said, I mean, I have nothing but love and respect for those guys. I really do. And, if we get bounced out, we're coming to their game, man.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
coming to their game, and we're going to cheer them on, man, against Arkansas. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. I mean,
And I would say out of the North, for me, I think it's the Knights because I think early in the season they had a couple home wins and they had to go on the road. And I don't think year one they had a road win.
yeah, I think you're right.
I really don't think that they had a road win.
Yeah.
And to
Yep.
see what they've come out and done this year, going on the road, picking up dubs, defending home the way they have. And they defended home last year. That was never the issue with that team. It's going on the road, man.
Right.
God, man. God, they're good. Oh, Cup with the TD.
Cooper Cup with a TD, man.
Todd said that quarterback sucks. Nice, Todd. Right on top of him, man.
Yep.
But
it hasn't updated on my. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, 10-7, I guess it is.
Kyle Burns says we got to beat y'all first, Greg. Yeah, Kyle. Well, why
Yeah, man. Look, man.
Why are you trying to get the Reapers to change the location? Huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
Kyle actually, messaged me. He's like, "Hey, man, we're just trying to play ahead, man. You know what I mean? So it's all good."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. 10-7, guys. 10-7. Buffalo is ahead on the Rams, man. So that's 17 points, man. Interesting. All right. But yeah, I mean that was interesting to me, man. I mean, in terms of, but dude, let me tell you this: from year one to year two, the competition went through the freaking roof, and that had good things and bad things about the league. The competition level, I'll be honest with you, man, it changed a lot of guys. It changed a lot of guys. And Blake, me and you kind of talked about this. Guys that have never really experienced this team atmosphere before. You take an individual sport like fishing that people are just so kind of hidden and secretive, and they got their juice and they got their tricks. Right. And then they join this team, and it took a lot of anglers a long time to share what they were doing. And once some of them broke through the glass ceiling, once they were able to share that information, it was kind of like, and other anglers were sharing their information. It felt like, as I said, for some of them, it felt like this. I'll give you a story. Justin Curtis just won MVP. Okay, Justin Curtis, good angler here for Virginia. Justin Curtis for the Reapers, again, very good angler. Always kind of like, he's got a live scope set up. He's very, very knowledgeable when it comes to that live scope setup. It took him really all year to kind of figure this team atmosphere thing out. And once he did, dude, he broke through, and I believe he's a huge part of the Reaper's success this year.
Yeah.
Just this past game, man, he was at Burt Mills, was finding the fish, found him on his live scope, called his teammates over, immediately told them what to throw, where to throw it, and how to throw it, and boom. And then their team just smoked, Tar Heel at that point and won the game and got the playoff berth at number 2 seed. Justin
Right.
Curtis in the beginning of the year, or even like last year, he would never have done that. I promise you, he would never have done that. That took an evolution for him to, and kudos to the team to get him to buy in that this is a team thing. Okay, and Justin Curtis is not only just an example. There's many other teammates that have done that throughout a lot of different teams, and I hear these stories, right, about how these guys at the middle of the year, end of the year, started stepping up and then really sharing their information and really getting this whole team aspect, and it changes guys. It makes teams even closer. But the guys that don't, dude, and the teams that just don't understand communication's key, dude, those are the teams that didn't have success, man. And I hear stories about that too. And when you try to make this an individual thing and you're trying to get anglers that don't gather this thing, it's basically they're trying to win MVP themselves, or they're trying to be the stat guy, and they're not sharing information because it's more of a greedy thing, and it's just about me, and they want to win the spotlight, or they're the reason why their team won and stuff like that, man. That doesn't work in the KFL, man. That fails 100% of the times, and I find the anglers that have given the teams the most hard time, and the anglers that have given the KFL a hard time are those kind of anglers.
Yeah, man. I think you and I have talked about it a lot, that there are teams that need guys that just catch fish.
Yeah,
they can just kind of do everything. They're not these all-star names, They're just going to go out and get you 4 15.5 to 17-inch fish, fill that limit.
Yep.
On their day, they'll play well. There's a lot of teams, man, that were so close to being very, very competitive.
Yep.
They don't have those guys. Need those guys that buy into that. Like, yeah, I'm not here to catch 323s. I'm here to fill that limit, man.
Fill that bag, man.
Yep.
Fill that bag. And I look at Jeremy Baker from the Motor City Ambassadors. That's exactly what he did here against us on game 1, right? They put Jeremy into this position on a grass flat that I kind of knew about, and he was there just to fill the bag. You know what I mean? And he did, and that's what beat us. You know what I mean? On game 1 against Motor City, it was a position, an area that he was going to be there to fill that, that middle part of the bag, 16, 17, 18 inches all day long. You know what I mean? You need those guys, man. You need those guys.
Man, my boy Jeremy hating on me. I've tried half the BK baits choices. I haven't caught shit. Hey, man. Look, dude, if you're not taking what I say in there and applying it to whatever you're fishing, yeah, man, you're probably not. Yeah, if you're fishing over 20 feet of rock, throwing a chatterbait, not good.
BK's Baits is by far the number 1 videos on Motion Sports, man. I mean, tons of views on Motion Sports YouTube, man. You better check yourself, man. It's popular. It works.
Yeah, man. And I mean, half that stuff I'm taking from guys that know way better than I do, man. I call and ask people. That's not me, but I appreciate the shout out. Thank you. He says, I'm not really good at fishing, though. Well, sorry, Jeremy. Hey, man. Hey, Jeremy, send me a PM, I'll help you out. Tell me what you're fishing, and I'll give you some bait choices.
Yeah. Well, like Todd said, we're talking about that bag filler. Chip Romanovich is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That is exactly right. Let me ask you this question. Did the North anglers show that they're better anglers this year in the KFL?
Absolutely not.
Than the South guys?
I saw those comments. That's cringe. Look, the North will always have a more consistent bite. Just flat out, man. They always have a more consistent bite.
It is the summertime. We have to understand that. If the KFL was played in the wintertime.
Todd says, you're nuts. Okay, Todd, let's play this season. Let's just say middle November through February. I bet the South will be crushing it. But that's what you're asking the Southern guys to do. We're fishing in the hottest point of the year. It sucks. Most of the lakes I've been to, Todd, are upper 90s. Some in the hundreds if you're shallow enough. We've had, you said, okay, ice fishing? Yeah. I'm just saying the water is so hot, and we had a massive drought this year.
Well, Matt,
That water's boiling,
no, that's
bro.
not just a no, that's a hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Like it is been so unbelievably hot. And so basically at the point of it, like Mark Marcone here says, it's just not apples to apples, man. Like
Yep.
no one defines themselves to me anyways. Like when the North, you're fishing your prime time, and the South North has dominated the league for 2 years, not even close. Todd, man, that's fantastic, bro. I hope that North D tastes good. Like, that's fine, man. I'm just being a little more objective about it rather than that. It's just not apples to apples. Like I'm not even sure how
All
you
right,
can say that.
so let me ask you this. Let me be a little bit more specific. Is an angler more skilled being able to go out to 50 feet of water, basically spot lock on a ball of bait, chuck down a drop shot, and pull out a bunch of freaking smallmouths and find that bait with their live scope technology? Or is an angler better going into a swamp with no graph, finding grass, finding thick vegetation, and pulling largemouth out of that? Who's the better angler?
They're not. They're different.
They are completely different.
That's what I'm saying. There's not a better angler, man.
But which is the better skill set?
Neither, man. You can have one skill set and not the other. Like that's just not a thing, man. Like I could throw a chatterbait versus you and Brian Howell all day, and me and you might flip flop, and Brian Howell will smoke us 9 out of 10 times. I don't think I'm a bad shallow water fisherman.
Yeah,
it's just that's his jam, man, and that's what I'm saying.
I guess my question is this: let me ask you this question: is a angler more skilled to find fish offshore, or more of the bank beater and shallow water guys? Which one do you think?
I answered your question, man. I think they're not the same, and I don't think either one requires more skill. I lived in Dallas and got to fish all over East Texas, fishing shallow grass, wood. There were times where I found that challenging, where I could catch lots of fish, but they were dinks. And since I've lived in Austin, I can go offshore because I've only been practicing fishing like 15 feet plus deep. And when I'm on my graph all day, like, yeah, I can find fish. But neither one of them.
I like what Brian says. I think a guy who can do both, like I love these comments, man.
Yeah, but you're asking me to pick one or the other. I'm just saying that there is no defining cut. To me, you have to be able to do both.
Well, we know bass bifurcate in the summertime, man. I mean, half of them go out to the deep, half of them go out in the stay in the shallows, right? I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, there's bass in both sections. To me, man, I think it's far more difficult to go offshore, find offshore structure, and try to use your electronics to try to find these bass, because I mean, there's so much more body of water to cover offshore than there is inshore. You know what I mean?
But Greg, correct me if I'm wrong here. You're way more comfortable inshore, right?
I am. I'm way more comfortable inshore.
But that's why it's always more impressive. If you were a live scope,
yeah, you're right,
double 9-screen-inch touchscreen guy,
yep,
and you made your bank,
I wouldn't know what to do.
Fishing offshore, yeah, but I'm saying no. You're a whole different person,
right?
That's how you fish. That's how you learn to fish. Yeah. That's where you're comfortable. And I say, hey, go up and punch grass mats that are this thick, with a 2-ounce weight. You're going to be like, no,
right? That's not my jam.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like you said, I think, like these guys are saying, you have to adapt to do both, right? You have to have the ability to do both. But let's say, here's the deal: you can't be good at both. I don't think so. I don't think you can master both offshore and inshore stuff unless you're a professional.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, BK, we all have preferences. I'm a shallow water grass guy, man. 5 to 8 feet is where I love. I love underwater grass about 5 to 8 feet. I can do so much with it, right?
Yeah, but Florida considers you an offshore fisherman,
right?
at 5 to 8 feet.
You know, you're exactly right. I mean, but I love submerged grass, man. It's I love it. That's my thing. And I love current. I love, the changing of waters. That's why the TVA I love. I love the Potomac River. That's what I grew up on. But you put me on a Highland reservoir like Lake Murray where I struggled or something like that. You put me on Highland Reservoir, man, and you get me, live scope and all that stuff, and you say, hey, man, you got to go out 30 feet and try to go find them. I'll be honest with you, like the only place I felt comfortable doing that was at St. Clair. You know what I mean? St. Clair, I could feel very comfortable doing that. But you put me anywhere else, I'm just no good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those are smallmouth, man.
Those are smallmouth. Yeah, try to do those for largemouth.
And that's what I'm talking about. So when we're talking about this offshore, inshore stuff, I'd say smallmouth are way more likely to eat day to day, consistently than largemouth. So when we're talking about these guys in the north fishing offshore, that's, I think, a little more likely than somebody in the south trying to fish completely offshore for largemouth, especially if there's cover available south. And there you go.
Yeah, some good comments, man. It's good discussion. I like it.
And yeah, like I think the north can go south easier, but unlike what Todd's saying, I don't think it's because the anglers are more dominant.
Okay, so let me ask you that.
I think it's because of the byproduct of the body of water they fish.
Okay, so but let me ask you that question. If the north could go south easier, doesn't that automatically make the north anglers better?
I'd love to see him at Coosa. I'd love to see him on Neely Henry.
Okay, but then take the south angler and take him up to Winnipesaukee.
Yeah, but like we've said about Winnipesaukee all year, like how does Nick Audi win that?
Well, Nick Audi's from the north.
I know. Well, yeah, but he also is like a smallmouth guy, man. Like
right,
that's like we're not talking. That's not even. We don't even know if he fished deep. That's just literally smallmouth knowledge versus that.
Sure, but like, I guess I'm kind of going back to what Danny said. It's easier for a north guy to go south than it is for a south guy to go north. Why?
I understand what Danny's saying, but that's like, again, general spread. I don't think that's the case if they have to go to a lake in Florida and it's a grass mat bite and they got to flip 2-ounce weights. I don't think that's the case.
But we've seen guys from Mass win that way. In Florida, we've seen like a Conant and a Brundle flip grass in Kissimmee and win.
And those are two of the like the best anglers we've
but I mean John Ferrara did that and won Kissimmee, from the north. I mean these guys in the north, I mean, and another thing too, look, I mean, we saw what Rich Biggie did at Maine. He was flipping creature baits and stuff. But Maine in the summertime, it's not like they don't have grass pads and stuff. I mean, look at Warden's, over at in Rhode Island. They've got all that, grassy structure and stuff like that. They fish all that up in the Northeast.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I just think, like, while it is easier for like a general for North guys to go south, I think that's because the type of like fishing you have to do growing up are like doing on the lakes, like what the lakes demand. They have the luxury of smallmouth,
right?
The South does not.
Well, here's a good question. Let's just bring this up. Let's just bring this up legitimately. You've got the Hobie events, right? You got the Hobie events that are mostly in the springtime. They're all concentrated around the Tennessee area and the Texas area and the Southeast area, right? They fill up like nonstop, right?
Bro, hold on. What is this about, Todd? The miners dominated this year on the Hobie. They're from the South.
They're from Virginia.
Try again.
Yeah. All right. So the question is this. The South support, right? You've got, Hobie filling up in 5 minutes and all these Southern and mid America tournaments. But then you take the Hobie and the KBF and all these the bass events up in the Northeast, and they would expect the South guys, to support their trails in the South. But none of the South guys, I mean, fill up the Northeast events up there, man. Why? Why won't
Hold
the South
on,
guys travel up there?
Todd. What are you talking about, man? Sorry, I guess Todd has actually been in a hole or in his truck. Fox River. Christine got second from the South. Guillermo got third from the South. The Susky, Nolan Minor won from the South. At Toledo Bend, the guy like from Texas won. South. Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yep.
Like Siddiqui won the Bassmasters and can't get a new boat out of it. So,
But answer my question, man. Why doesn't the Northeast get love from Southern anglers, but yet they expect the Northeast guys to come down and support them in the South? Explain that to me.
I don't think anybody expects them to come down.
But that's what we hear about.
That's news to me, man, living in Texas.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of chatter about the fact that the Northeast can't fill their bigger events like Hobies up in the Northeast, but yet they expect all the Hobies to be filled out in the South. And it does fill out in the South. But, I mean, you got to give the same love. I mean, you got to give the same love from the Southern guys need to go up to the Northeast and travel up there, man. I mean, I think they're missing a great opportunity, man. I mean, just for me personally, I mean, going up there this year in a couple of events, man, I'm telling you, it opened my eyes on the fisheries. And I mean, I'm looking at some of these numbers coming on, and seeing like the Winnipesaukee throw up 190 inches. You got Maine throwing up 192 inches. You've got freaking Massachusetts and what they do. And Warden's throwing up 180 inches, man. Dude, they got some fish up there, man. I mean, they've got some fish up there, dude. The Susky,
I thought the South traveled well to the Susky, man. They had a bunch of them.
The Susky's still midpoint, though. That's not that's on the very cusp of the Northeast. I'm talking about up in Lake George or Oneida or up in Winnipesaukee or something like that, man.
Todd, which of these guys won this year on the trail I'm talking about?
Let's see. Oh, Corey's with us. What's up? Shorter season up north, brown fish for the most part. Bass fishing is more the southern thing overall. I don't know, man. I think you get a lot of guys in the Northeast disagree with you on that.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. Facts, man. But I mean, Everybody that sees the Susky wants to go fish it.
Yep. McCluskey, I like what he says. Yeah, I think this year is because of gas prices. But this has been going on for years, dude. This has been going on even during the Trump when gas was like $1.60,
Yeah, I just think the misnomer there, Greg, is that that it's expected for
Jody claims Virginia. Amen.
Yeah, I think it's just a misnomer that there's an expectancy for the Northeast guys to travel south. I don't think anybody from the South cares. At Toledo Bend, that tournament fills out anyways, man. It was filled in 20 seconds, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Texas will show up for those events, man. And I'm not saying the Northeast guys don't travel or like that I don't like competing against them. What I'm saying is that misnomer about there's an expectation or anything like that, I don't think that's true.
Garrett's with us, man. G Money. The difference is the South has really good local trails, so folks stay home and get their fix.
That's facts.
Yeah, but I would argue that EKF is probably one of the greatest local trails around.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, if we get to go to a local trail and compete against 100 guys, what do we need, man? Like, why would we travel outside of that? And, like, I just, again, with the few years that I've got to fish kayak bass fishing here in Texas, I've not heard any of the Texas guys be like, God, I hope the guys from the Northeast come down or any of that.
But every trail wants every national trail wants their tournaments filled, right? Regardless where they come from.
Well, that's why they was coming to Texas, man, at the start of the season.
Well, obviously, because I mean, look, here's the deal. your weather's better in Texas than it is in the Northeast, man. These
Oh,
guys are snowed
really?
in.
Because we were
Yeah,
talking about that earlier, and
yeah,
people were saying that
yeah,
it's
of
not the
course. I
same.
mean, that's a huge advantage, obviously, because of the latitude of what you got going on, man. But um, I I think, I mean, I'm not saying, look, man, you've got. I think the North just gets this expectation that, I mean, I guess it goes back to this, man. Like my original question. The North can travel well because the North, I think, has limited time to fish. They have to travel, right? Because they don't have the full season like Texas and Florida can, right? So they, when they have open ice up there, and their season I think starts maybe in April-ish, May is when kind of open season starts for them. When they get back in, man, I mean, they have phenomenal fishing up there. Like we were talking about, Nick Audi was saying, New York is probably the best bass fishery in terms of, like, not so much size, but how much bass you can catch in the summertime in New York is absolutely ridiculous. And if you
Sure.
think about it, the fisheries in New York probably are collectively the best fisheries in the United States. And
Okay.
and I know Texas will absolutely just be disgusted by that, and so will Florida. But think about it: you got the St. Lawrence River, you got Oneida, you got Lake
Yeah.
George, you've got the Finger Lakes, Cayuga. Even Jacob Wheeler said Cayuga right now is the best bass fishery in the United States.
Okay.
Right?
So let's just, if you will, like entertain this. You know, guys in the North want to talk about like why guys in Texas don't come up there. If you could drive an hour to half the lakes around you and catch an 8 or 9 pounder, and the chances of you doing that driving 20 hours are 0.001, why?
You're 100% correct.
Why would we do that?
No, you're 100% correct. I mean, look, everybody wants a 13-pounder in their hands, right? I mean, everybody wants that giant. You're never going to get that up north. But in terms of overall fishery, in terms of like fishing and catching bass consistently, because, dude, like you said it yourself, Fork is one of the greatest lakes in the country. But 9 times out of 10, you go fish Fork at the wrong time, you're not catching anything.
If you don't know what you're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know how to fish, yeah, it's not a user friendly lake. You better know what you're doing.
I mean,
But
the lake is filled with giants. But who wants to go to there, when, like, I mean, I've heard many people go to that lake, and there's obviously giants, and come spawn time, it's fantastic. I mean, obviously, you could see them from miles away. But, like, during the summertime, dude, I wouldn't go to Fork. No chance.
yeah, it's just, I guess what I'm saying is like, for me, I can go to a lake, not a great lake, close to me, not a lake known for giants. I go fishing with a buddy, typical summertime fish, skinny,
Yeah,
7.25 pounds.
right,
My northern guys, how many of y'all caught a 7.25 pounder in the north this year?
right.
Because that was just another day out here. Like, that's why Texas guys
Yep.
don't travel. I think that's why Florida doesn't travel. When they're like, hey, come fish Chickamauga, you can catch, Chickamauga's got some big fish, man.
But
I don't think the allure of it is that great.
does
But
that make okay? But my question is, does that make a good tournament fisherman though? Because you're spoiled with that kind of bass. But does that make a good tournament fisherman? Because again, like you said, you're used to honing in around your local areas, your local trails, your local lakes. But are you going to be able to take that knowledge and go north and try to compete against these northern guys in a competitive environment? Okay, I mean outside Texas, and I'm talking about outside the Mason-Dixon line. Is that? I mean, yeah, you're used to catching 13-pounders, but are you going to be able to take that kind of knowledge and bring it up and travel well with it? There's only few that can.
well, I think the most important thing is, like I saw Todd saying, 31 of the guys on AOI or this, that, and the other. Bro, most of the tech, like Greg and I just talked about, most of the South does not travel to all these events. The guys who fish most of the Hobie events and have most of the AOI points are guys that have fished 5 or 6 7 events already. But Cody Milton's from the South. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he goes everywhere against top 5. So I just, to answer the original question, did North or South separate themselves? Not in my mind. Do I think North or South anglers are better? I don't think so, man. I think they're just better at different things. But I think for the guys that travel and do all that, yeah, man, like obviously the guys that travel and have experience are going to be better.
Yes.
Conant, gone south, does well in the south, does well in the north. Brundle, same thing. Cody Milton, same thing. Guillermo, same thing. That's it, man. But more limits in the summertime will always come out of the north.
Yes, 100% agree. 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. Always. If you're in a 90-degree hot tub and I come bring you a hamburger, you're probably not going to want to eat it. Like
you're right.
You're feeling good, hanging out, nice temp outside, you're grilling in the backyard, probably going to want to eat.
Yeah. I mean, bass are very, very humanistic when it comes to stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right.
But I totally agree that the northern anglers are more well-rounded.
Yep.
But, Greg, how many times do we talk about you go out fishing and you get back to what you know how to do and you take 3 rods and it's like a wacky worm, a punch rig, and a flipping stick.
Right.
And you wax them and you don't have 15 rods on the boat.
I think I think a lot of anglers get paralysis by analysis, man.
Yep.
I really do. I think, and I think of like me personally, simplifying things, stop listening to doc talk, just go with your gut feeling and just go freaking fishing. I think it's what helped me this year. I'm still not even close to where I want to be, but and that's one thing that I've seen anglers struggle. They get in their own heads, man. You know what I mean? They just get paralysis by analysis, man. They talk about all these different things, and they want to study all this stuff. And, how about you just go in the time of water and just use your gut and say, man, that looks like a freaking place I could throw a chatterbait through that grass. You know what I mean? Or, that looks like a freaking place I could flip. Or, that's a place that looks froggy. Or that place looks, I could just skip a Cinco under this dock or something like that, man. Instead of, worrying about all the other factors and crap. You know what I mean?
It's and the one thing that I don't think is really talked about a lot, but is a thing, is that Leo wants to talk. Is like the transitions don't happen as quickly. So here in Texas, when we have the fall transition, they might be in transition for 2 months.
Right.
They are so hard to get dialed. And so, like, if we travel to a lake somewhere north that is really experiencing that, the fish are flooding baits to the back of the pockets. That is foreign to us, that kind of mass movement.
Right.
They move like that, but not in the same way.
Marcone, stay tuned for next year, buddy. Stay tuned for next year, man. That's all I'm going to tell you. You know what I mean? So we're making a lot of changes come next year for KFL for sure. So a lot of changes. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not ready to announce all the stuff yet. I just want to get through this season, hand over the trophy. You know what I mean? Corey, we'll talk about all that later, man. We're going to talk about all the changes, man. And Corey, I need to talk to you too, bud. I need to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may talk to you about some rules.
We can talk to you, man. Give us some highlights for next year. Man. I'm gonna push that back to the end of the season. I don't want to do it right now.
I was like, there's a lot of things in the works.
There is a lot of things in the works.
Talking on a lot of different stuff. Hard to give you the highlights.
Yeah.
Like we said, a lot of good ideas, but we only want great ideas. A lot of them are really good. We like them, but we got to figure out how to make them work.
Right.
So they're just good ideas right now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we we've got some house cleaning to do. Let's just say that, and then
Mm.
we're going to get back to basics. And next year is going to be
Oh,
a lot of fun.
Nick Audie's spitting fire, bro.
Wow, wow.
Nick, I tell you, man, as
You
a
know what that would
judge,
you know what that would do? It would make people bring better um, lakes and in areas into play. You know what I mean? If you had a 16-inch minimum, you're forced to go to good fisheries.
you know what this would do is inflate the South like low stats even more.
Yeah,
Because so many southern fisheries, especially in the summer, it's either like dinks
yeah.
and then y'all got smallmouth. So
Here's the deal, too, man. We're thinking about this. I mean, and just kind of throw out things, man. If teams want to play defense with fisheries, we get to pick your lakes. We will make you fish the lakes. Like what we saw this year of some of these teams um, playing defense with their lakes is garbage.
don't be PC.
You know what I
Hurricanes,
mean? That was No, man. We're not here to play defense. We're play offense, man. We will pick your lakes for you.
yeah, Kyle Burns knows what I'm talking about. You go to 12 in the South. Nah, we don't need to do that. But I hear you, Kyle. I hear you. When it's hot, man, your
Yeah,
shallow water temps are 88 to 96 degrees. A lot of those big fish do not hang out shallow. And
yeah.
when they're offshore, they only pick the best spots. And there's like one
It
fish
would
on
be
a
tough.
spot.
It would be tough to go 16, man. I think 14 is the perfect number, man. I mean, it's just above the KBF 12-inch minimum. I think 14 worked out great, man. I think in 2 years of trial, I think 14 inches really did well. I mean, I would say probably BK. I have to look at the stats. I would say probably 75% of teams put up limits in the last 2 years, like 10 fish limits over 14 inches.
Not this year was bad. Um, Teams started to like try to get too smart and be like, well, we're gonna put you on this. And it was like the game ends like 52 to 68 inches, like garbage.
What was your favorite place or lake? One place you've never been to that was your favorite on your fish list? That's a great question, man. I have fished St. Clair before. I've traveled a lot, guys. I mean, that's a great question, man. New York, I did not enjoy. Canisius Lake absolutely sucked. And then my other two was Diaskin Reservoir and North Landing, which I didn't enjoy either one of those.
Well done, well done.
Yeah. Bro, I mean, that would have to be something that was different from KFL. I did get to fish. Man, let's see. Other events.
Man, you had a lot of fun at Tenor Rock. I know you'd fished it before, but you had a good time there.
I tell you, Sellers Lake for me was. I love Sellers Lake in Florida. That was fun. It was just a fun fishing lake. That was fun. I think Santee Cooper. I've never got a chance to fish Santee Cooper. That was special for me, even though I didn't do well. We found spots on day 2. I caught almost a 24-incher. That was a fun freaking adventure. I would say Santee Cooper was probably the highlight for me this year. That was fun.
That question. Thank y'all for the question, man. That's great.
Man, the chat's lit up tonight, man.
Yeah, man. But
Screw Canisius. Ain't that the truth, man?
One thing I do want to say though about that, when you have visiting teams in, man, good God, put them on a good lake.
Well, not only
it's such a cool deal to get to go travel and go fish something.
One thing that I heard that really kind of irritated me about the KFL was not only the fact, and I'm not saying this is every team did this, but not being good hosts, man. Like, not being hospitable. I don't get that, man. Like, they come in, they travel. I don't care. I don't care if they're traveling 80 miles or 800 miles. Some of these teams, I was talking to some of these teams, this week, and they never met anybody, for dinner, or never got the chance to meet them at the ramp. They just got on the water, shook hands, and then, after the game was over, they didn't hang out. And they never really spoke to them. Man, I don't know about that, man. I mean, that's kind of not what we're about, man. We're about fellowship and fun, and I don't know about that, man. The whole purpose of it is just go hang out with one another, man.
Yeah, again, we're working on it, Greg. We know after 2 years now, our mistake this year, and I say our because I'm somebody that, broadcasts for KFL. I don't have a say of which teams get in the league, which teams don't, rules, any of that. The mistake that the KFL made was allowing certain teams to reinstate, in my opinion.
We won't make that mistake next year.
There are teams that get it. There are teams that go out and they love to compete. They don't care about who they're fishing against. They just want to go compete.
Right.
They want to show off their state waters. They want to bring teams to good waters.
Yep.
They want to say, give me your best punch. And when they take an L, they say, we weren't good enough.
Right.
Congratulations on your win. Let me show you this local titty bar. Or, whatever y'all are doing. Fellowship. Lots of fellowship. And they are good hosts.
You got a titty bar called Miss Piggy's, man.
Yeah.
Got 200-pounders.
You didn't catch a 20-incher all day, but I'm about to show you something, boy.
I'm about to show you some hogs.
Yeah. And there are teams that got that, man. They did an amazing job of that. And then there are teams, the only thing they're concerned about or care about is if they win. If they win, they're happy. They don't complain. And if they lose, they bitch. Yeah. And they're shitty hosts. And that sucks. That sucks, man.
The other thing that I think was disappointing about this year was how people handled losses, man. I mean, it was pretty bad.
I just said it, man.
It was pretty bad. I mean, some guys and teams that took losses, and you guys need to have. I mean, they need to know how to lose. I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, fishing, dude. If you've ever fished individual tournaments, you lose 99% of the time, and they don't seem to have a problem with that. You know what I mean? But when you don't win in this team format, man, people took it to another level that I didn't expect, man. That was something that was just like eye-opening. It was like, wow. They flipped out.
Greg, I mean, you know this. I'm competitive.
Yeah.
Even when I go fun fishing with somebody, I still want to beat them.
Yep, sure.
I got to go out with JR Maccabee on Decker. He took me. I'd never been a Decker. And I think he stuck like 90-something inches on a frog only. And I caught like 80-something, like 88, 87 inches. I had a great day. It's a great day.
Right.
And I hope the whole time I was fun and like not pouty, but part of me, my competitive side was like, bro, you're down 5 inches. You got to stick it big.
Yeah.
And like, I like that I'm competitive in that sense.
Yeah.
But not to the point that I would be like, get back to the ramp and like drag my kayak out and be like, well, fuck
you're
you,
not
JR.
my friend anymore. You're not my, and then get online. Oh man, the KFL sucks because I lost, man.
I mean, some of that, but I mean, just,
oh my God.
Just in general, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's fishing. It's so fun. We all love to do it, be competitive about it. But like, if I packed my shit up right now and went to Winnipesaukee and woke Jake Inglis out of bed, was like, go get in your kayak, motherfucker. I'm about to whoop that ass. Nope, wrong, man. I would get shit on.
Smoked.
I would get smoked.
Right.
But if I stayed there for 4 or 5 weeks and I got to go out and practice and do that, I would start getting better. But the expectation that I can just go into his house and fish for something I'm not great at and just beat him, and if I don't beat him, I'm upset, is ludicrous, man.
It,
It's
I
ludicrous.
like you said, if you don't like the competition, if you are not competitive, and if you rather just face these sorry, like, remember back in like the old days of superstar wrestling, and the sorry ass wrestler was in his blue trunks already in the ring, you know what I mean? And then comes out, Macho Man, and Macho Man takes about 2 minutes to beat the crap out of the guy, right? If that's the kind of guy that you want to face on the water consistently, these guys are just starting out, there are no names, and that's the kind of people that you want to beat on the top of the water. Good luck, man. That you can have that at any trail you want to, but man, here's about competition. And if you want good competition and beat the tar out of good anglers, right? It's your boys versus their boys, and it's the best anglers in the freaking country. And if you're afraid of that competition, this league's not for you. This
Yeah,
league's not for you, man.
Greg.
Like, you can't be scared of competition.
Local news here in Virginia. You took on the elementary school kindergarten cops. They couldn't get in the kayak without their parents' permission and signed forms. You guys beat them 200 inches to 75. How's that win feel?
Man, it feels great, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. We dominated them, man.
Who cares, man? Like,
dude,
if you're not beating somebody worthy of competition, man.
It was like I can't tell you how many times this year happened, man, where something would happen on the water, they would lose, and it's either a rules issue or it's this issue or the owner's issue or something's going on. It's everything other than their performance on the water, right? It was, constantly. My inbox was filling up. It was like this. I knew on Monday I was going to get these messages from anglers, and this is like, we didn't win because, well, you didn't win because you didn't catch fish, bro. That's just that's it. It was constant, dude. From literally week 1 to week 9, it was constant. We didn't win because something else happened that either the league decided on, or somebody did something on another team, or whatever. Man, it was exhausting. It was just, it was exhausting. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, man, dude, your fish you didn't fish well. You know what I mean?
Look, personally, myself, I love when guys get done with the tournament and they give me the write-up and they say, had the tournament won. No, you didn't.
Garrett.
Garrett's already on his net.
That's right. I know he's in a bank beat at 6 feet of water in the middle of a lake with six,
But like,
flip in there, man.
Greg, you made this show because we loved how much we got to read write-ups from guys being like, bro, in practice, I was on them. And let me tell you what, tournament day, my sister done broke up with her boyfriend, and my truck, it gave out on the way to the ramp, and all my baits weren't working. And it's like, okay, man, you just lost. It's okay. We thought that was just so hilarious reading that over and over and over again.
Halfway through the third, man, Buffalo Bills lead 17-10.
Oh.
Yep.
As much as as funny as we thought that was, it still is. I still love reading posts like that.
Yeah.
It's why I didn't beat Garrett Morgan at Fork, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I love reading that stuff. It is a real part of fishing. There are times where you just feel like, God, that couldn't have gone any worse.
Sure.
And that's an amazing part that we all get to feel as kayak fishermen. Where it crosses the line for me is like when you can't take it with a grain of salt, you can't laugh about it.
Correct.
Bro, I've had lots of tournaments, man, where I was like 1 fish away or 2 fish away from just kind of wrapping it up and at least getting myself a check, or maybe it was first, or maybe it was just a top 10 finish or whatever. But man, it just didn't go my way. And, for a long time I was like, I'm doing the right stuff. But if I ever got to a point where I was questioning other people or being like, well, that person's probably cheating. I'm like, what am I doing, man?
Dude,
Like,
so I'll have
I'm
to
a
say this.
loser,
I have to
bro.
give you a story, man. We were up in, we were up in Motor City this past weekend, man. And,
Yeah.
we drove, for me, it was 12 hours pulling a camper. And, we knew we had a tall task ahead of us, man. And, our boys traveled up there, four of us, Will, myself, Victor, and Joe.
Yep. Yep.
Three of them have never had an experience on the water, man, on that body of water. And we were just going to, I mean, look, we had a game plan. We stuck to it. We get to the ramp. I had three guys show up. And as soon as I saw Jeremy Baker at my ramp, I'm like, oh my God, we're in trouble. And the reason why I said that is because we set two guys north near Algonac to go fish kind of around Anchor Bay, which
Yeah.
usually that's where Jeremy's from, around Algonac. And I'm like, oh no. And so I was like, oh, what does that mean? Is Jeremy going to be fishing south? That means to me, if he's fishing down here, all the fish might be down here. And it was like 3v1 at the ramp. And then we had Joe kind of in more of the southern area where Matt Linseman was, right? Dude, we put up 180 inches. We grinded our way to 180 inches. It was the most that anybody's ever put up on that lake against Motor City. They put up 192 inches on us. Okay. We got back to the ramp. We went to B-Dubs. We hugged their necks, congratulated them on an awesome freaking day. We didn't make excuses. Like, we had a great day, man. We had 180 inches on a body of water where three of them have never seen before. And they kicked our butts fair and square. And you know what? It's sad that they had to say this, but it was like one of the first times they've ever gone out with a group of folks that were not making excuses of why they didn't beat them. You know what I mean? It was like, basically, we didn't say, well, if we would have done this, we would have won. If we would have done that, we would have won. No, dude, we lost fair and square, man. We got our butts handed to us. They caught more 20s than us. It's simple math.
In typical KFL fashion, Greg's lying. He went to B-Dubs. He choked out Matt Linseman. Fucking beat him unconscious.
Who's this Stephen Galloway guy that put up 320s on us, man? He didn't fish this year, I mean, but we had such a good time, man.
Yeah.
We lost. We had a great time with these guys, man. And it's an experience I'll never forget. I mean, Will caught his PB. Joe Costa caught his, first couple smallmouths, man. I'll never forget being right next to him when he first caught them, man. It was awesome, man. It was fun. And those are the kind of experiences, even though we lost, I'll never, ever, forget. It was great, man. And,
I mean, Greg, if I came to Virginia and you took me to fish the Potomac and I put up for my best 98 inches and you had 33, and if we went back to the house and you were pissy, I'd be mad as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd be like, get over yourself, man. Like,
exactly, dude.
Can't you be happy for me? I had a good day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that's the kind of stuff where, look, I'm competitive and I'm real hard on myself. I am so hard on myself, man, when I fish tournaments.
Like Blackbeard says, man, quote unquote, lost a big one off the board or something like that.
Hey, and it's so fine to tell that story. I'm okay with those stories, man.
Yep.
What I'm talking about is when you discredit what the other team or other person did.
Dude, like, how many times have you seen where a guy wins a tournament and some douchebag who finishes fifth goes up to the winner and says, I would have won that trophy if, I didn't lose that 6-pounder. You know what I mean? Like you said, discredit his win because you didn't execute. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, I guess that's my thing. Like, and trust me, like, I'm so hard on myself, man. Like, if I lose a fish, I'm mad. And if I don't, like, I mean, I fished the Sam Rayburn Hobie, and the day one, I'd been catching a limit every day in practice. And day one, I caught like 4 fish in the first like 30 minutes. I didn't catch a fish the rest of the day. And I was so mad at myself. I just had to go home, man. Because I knew I was just like, I mean, I was mad. But in no way, like, I was fishing next to John Mooney. And I went back to the ramp, and Mooney was like trying to. I think he could see how upset I was, and Mooney was like trying to console me and being like, "Hey man, just fish tomorrow." And I was like, "Bro, you're in fucking contention. Like, I'm not fishing anywhere near you tomorrow.
Right.
Like, go get your money, go do what you do.
Yeah,
like, I got to get out of here."
That's respectable, man.
But in no way was I like, it would just be like if I was out there and I was like, Moody's catching all my fish, like something crazy. Like that's just not how it works. It's just like, man, I'm not getting it done. Like it's always on you, man. It's just, and to see some of these guys that are supposed to be like competitive, and kind of default to that when they lose, for me was heartbreaking or very disappointing. Anyways, I'll say that. Didn't really make me mad. I was just like, God, that's disappointing. Like you should want to compete. And when you lose, you give credit to the angler that won and beat you because you fished the same lake. You had the same opportunity. You just didn't get it done. And that's it, man. That's
Agreed,
it.
man. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of that, man. There was a lot of that this year, and that sucks too, man. I mean, but again, I get it. You know, it is competitive, and you know, it's different, and people are just trying to get used to it. But
Greg, it should hurt to lose.
Oh, it does.
I will never be upset with somebody for being upset for losing.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm that way, man. When I lose,
sure,
I finish outside the money, whatever it is, I'm upset, man. I'm mad. Dude,
especially when like things didn't, like you said, didn't go your way, and you know you had an opportunity to make it happen, and it didn't happen. Sure, I get it too.
I'm upset, but in no way would I try to take away from what somebody else got to accomplish on the same day.
Yeah,
like that's just.
Here's another thing too, man. I think that we have to learn. Was content distribution amongst teams, and some of the teams got it, some of the teams didn't. Some of the teams understood this whole thing of, you know, producing, I mean, having their guys, you know, broadcast and stuff like that. I think next year, I think it would be a little bit more lenient on, dude, you guys you have the opportunity to make great content for yourself, to give the sponsors, to give to friends and family, and let people see what you're doing.
For sure.
And if you guys, like, the league should not make that mandatory for you guys to do that. That should be something that you should be doing. Like either, like you said, if they don't have good service, at least get GoPro footage, put together a highlight reel. I think teams expected the league to do this for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Greg, I mean, me and you talked about this ad nauseum, and my suggestion that you were very open to and didn't tell me to go, you know, shove it or whatever, was I just said, we fish a lot of Great Lakes. They just don't have good service.
Yep.
That's not the team's fault.
Right.
But I would love, like, if I had a KFL team, which I don't, and I won't because I've judged. But like Fork has horrible service.
Oh, sucks.
It's horrible. So while we would love for some teams to be live and get us some live content, when we do the highlight show on Monday, if y'all fish Fork, God, we'd love to show off your 8-pound.
Yeah, they're a highlight reel for us.
We'd love to show off your 6-7 pound catch.
Yeah.
And that's really what we want, man. Like, we're not on there to be like, look at Greg and me. We're talking about your fish catch. Like, it's not that. We want to show off what you guys did over the weekend to the sponsors, to the people watching, to YouTube. That's what we want, man.
Right.
I think there was a big misconception about that this year where it's like, oh, you're making us broadcast. And it was like, okay, like, and I can empathize with teams doing that a little bit.
But I think,
guys, we want to show off your badass catches, man.
There's so much good content that comes out, you know, of the live broadcast, and that's
ton.
And like everybody's saying, it's what separates KFL from everywhere else. I think, like we talked about, we're going to clean house next year. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's teams that get it, and there's teams that don't, and that is going to be a requirement, dude. It's like, we're not going to babysit you guys for the content. That is your responsibility. But the teams that are going to be into the KFL are going to understand that this is content first, right? It's content. That's what the sponsors want. That's what friends and family wants. That's what we want. And we want to see you catch fish. And we're going to say this too. The main broadcast is going to be the focus. The
Yep.
main broadcast is going to be the focus from 11 to 1 or whatever you decide to make that main broadcast to be. It's going to be the highlight. We expect the anglers to be on there. We expect interaction. We expect participation. We expect, Mike Elsey was a genius at it this year. Nick Audi was a genius at it this year. These guys, they dedicated themselves. We had great footage from these guys. Remember when Nick was on the Susky? You know what
Yes. And so, like, I want to highlight here what Corey.
So good.
I want to highlight what Corey Dreyer said here because, look, I think ultimately what Greg and I are talking about is that we want a combination of the two between all the teams. When you have an amazing lake that has good service, of course we want you on.
Yep.
And we want to highlight that. But Corey, that fish you're holding up in your profile picture on a flutter spoon, I think that's what you caught it on. I don't remember seeing a video of that. Greg, you seen a video of it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Corey, maybe it was on live broadcast and I missed it. If so, I will apologize for this whole spiel I'm about to do. I want to see that fish catch, man.
Yep.
If you didn't have service, if you weren't on live and you had a GoPro rolling, and then we get ready to do KFL tonight and you send us.
It is on live.
Oh, it is on live. Shit. I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last 2 minutes.
Okay. Oh, last 2 minutes. Okay. There you go. So, okay. Todd, we know. He told us. So,
nice.
But a moment of spotty service. Okay. So, like we have that on live and we can go through and pick that out and spotty service and all that. But like if Corey just, Mike, I know, womp womp. But, God, just to be able to have that in GoPro high definition footage.
But again, like we never got highlight reel of that.
I know. But what I'm saying is, I think teams expect us to go through all that and pick it and sort it.
Impossible for us.
Impossible, man.
Impossible.
We don't have.
Yeah.
We're not some league that has like 18 camera
we
guys
love
that are
to
going
show
through
that
stuff.
on KFL Live. I didn't know that. Honestly, that would have been awesome to show on KFL Live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you guys have the GoPro rolling, and then Corey, you can send us a full HD clip of that we can show on KFL Live. That's the content, man. That is the content.
Buffalo still leads Rams, man, 17-10. It's getting ready to close out the third quarter, 3rd and 5 at the Buffalo 38. So, man, it looks like, time of possession has to be in Buffalo's favor, man. They have I wouldn't say dominated the game, but they look pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's what Buffalo does, right? Good. But Corey, sorry I'm picking on you because there were so many anglers. I wanted those fish catches. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Garrett Morgan wading in 18 feet of water. I wanted to see Garrett Morgan catching that fish in the last 5 minutes, flipping that tree. And the lake they were on had horrible service, which if they pick it and it's got bigs, okay, maybe. So they don't have service though. They did pick that lake. Give us that clip. That clip. Okay, like Garrett just said, no service there.
Yep.
And so while you're not on live, when we get to do the highlight show and we are talking about what a huge moment that was for me as a judge, getting to see Garrett's fish, and I get to show you a still frame, not that impactful.
Nope, not at all.
But if I say, hey, this game was tied or down, the Hogs are down 20.5 inches in the last 5 minutes, this happened. And I roll you a clip of Garrett Morgan literally being like, oh, damn, got my claws pulled off. Goes up to the next tree, flips that crawl back in there and yanks up a 20 3/4, bro.
Right.
Insane footage, man. We want that. We want that from our anglers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, again, and that's just growing, man. Again, we're still
figuring it out.
We're still trying to figure it out, man, for sure. again, that's just something of the things we're gonna have to talk about, in the off season, and just kind of I mean, if this league is going to take off, first of all, we got to clean some house, and then secondly, we got to get teams in here and anglers that understand that kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, man. But I mean, what you and I were talking about was like the demand to broadcast all day is very tough for them not to choose Great Lakes. Like,
Yep.
Okay, Neely Henry. Greg, how much footage have you seen of Neely Henry this year?
Well, we did get Jordan and Dan on it a couple times. Yeah,
I've seen Dan going down the Possum Skunk Trail spectacular with grocery carts and
bicycles that were exactly. Yeah, and we did see some homeless guys. So that was pretty interesting. No fish catches though.
Top tier content.
That actually was amazing content. Yeah. Dave Hart, I think, picked out at least 6 different. Like it was kind of like a Where's Waldo puzzle.
Yes.
In that area. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Very interesting content there. Yeah.
But for the guys that we see week in, week out on Coosa catching fish, they're not live.
Yep. Still top 2. I like what Tom said here. Still top 2 moments KFL history. Katucci's last seconds, and then against Mass, and Elsie's last seconds against
totally.
Yep, 100%.
Totally. Agree. And what I'm talking about, and I think what Greg and I are both talking about, when you're on a Great Lake and you have service, get on live when we're live. But when you're on a lake and you're like, okay, like Barry Davis said here, let's say the Punishers select Santee Cooper. Bro, we're going to see some bigs off Santee Cooper. We can't get them on live all day. Get that GoPro running. Give us something to oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what Chip's saying there.
Yeah.
Chip, what we're talking about here is change. We're talking about change that, like, look, all service is not created equal. It'd be a maze when, and Greg's been there. Greg at Fork, Main Lake, Back Creek. How was your service?
Where at Santee?
At Fork.
Oh, it's terrible.
Everywhere?
Terrible. No, I mean, it was like you know where I fished. I'm not gonna tell you where I fished.
Yeah.
It was terrible, dude.
Yeah, and so I'm saying, like, if a team wants to put
maybe one bar
on Fork,
maybe one bar.
Yeah. Very hard to broadcast.
Yep.
So going into next season, if y'all want to pick a Fork, we just want your GoPros running. We just want to see
if you have service issues. So, like here's the deal. Like everybody understands. If we don't have content, then the KFL is no different from Hobie, Bass, or KBF. We're just another trail. Okay,
Correct.
That's what it is. We're just team fishing another trail, and it doesn't have that set apart feature. What's great about it is your mom, your dad, your friends, people from Maine, literally to California, can get you on, click on YouTube or Roku or wherever, and watch you fish. Right. And be able to see what you're doing. You know, Dave Care's dad watching his son fish at Nickajack, highlight of the year. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it different. You can't get that with KBF. You're not going to get that with Hobie, and you're not going to get that with Bass. That's what makes this trail different. And if you got people not rowing the same boat and putting out the good content and putting out what they want, you know, what's going out there, that's what, again, it's content first. That's what makes the KFL. And the teams that get it are going to remain. The teams that don't get it, they're not going to be here next year.
Yeah.
That's the God's honest truth. And I'm telling you, I don't mean to be an ass about it, but there's a lot of things that we're going to take a look at. We're going to downsize the league. And this is again, this is something we're going to talk about later. We're going to downsize the league. We're not going to go. There's going to be people and teams that will not be back next year.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. Sorry, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And you say, well, they did this. No. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And, you know, we just, for the betterment of my sanity and this city, you know what I mean? And BK, and we've talked about it, man. And to be fair, to the anglers that get it and the anglers that don't, man, it is what it is. And I'm telling you, and we're not going to put up with the constant negativity all the time either, man. I mean, it's like anything new that comes around the corner, any decision that we make, it's always scrutinized. It's always, this and that. We always see this and that. I'm telling you, man, all that's it's gonna stop. You know what I mean? It's gonna stop. And I mean, for this league to continue and to be the best it can be and have the great fun that it really is, I'm not gonna concentrate on the 10% that continue to be the loudest voices that don't get it. I'm going to concentrate on the 90% of the anglers that do get it and are having a great time doing it and understand the concept. I'm going to put my time and energy into those, and I'm going to kick out the other ones. That's how it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Greg, let me ask you this. After seeing the season, the way the season went, who do you like really tip your hat to? Who in your eyes just really got it? Good, bad, and different. Like they were just well done. Because I know what team it is for me.
I'll let you go first. I'll
Okay.
explain mine. Go ahead.
The Slayers.
Yeah.
The Slayers were a team that was so favored.
Yep.
Coming into the season, we talked about how good they were. They started off terribly.
Right.
Bad.
Yep.
Backs against the wall early. And they just kept fishing. And those guys, I don't know because I haven't been to the game, but it seems like from teams I've heard from, they've been very hospitable. They pick good lakes. Whether or not they have service or not, that's tough in that area, but I sympathize with that because I'm from Texas.
Yep.
And again, this is why I want to push if you can't have service, but you fish a great fishery, like just get that GoPro running. But I thought the Slayers, from start to finish, up and down, were class, man. I don't feel like they ever quit.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I ever got messages from them when I judged fish, even if I DQ'd a fish or something, that they weren't like, "You're dog shit, fuck you," whatever.
Right.
Like the normal messages I get. They were just like, "I understand this, that, the other, whatever," and I felt like they just fished. And for the teams that just fished, they just went out and took care of business. I don't know if there's a better model example in the league that we had this year outside of them. They just literally went out and did their thing. Even when they fished against a team that had an incident, Greg, and God, did we get blown up about that?
Yeah,
they were just like, "Yep, we're
fish.
fishing.
We're fishing." No, I can't disagree with that at all. I think the team, I mean, even though they weren't like a killer team on the water, man, their content was absolutely first class. It is the Connecticut Renegades.
Oh yeah,
they were there producing. I mean, they got it, man. I mean, Frank Palafrone did a fantastic job, social media wise, always broadcasting. I mean, look, I thought they did a fantastic job, man. I mean, again, they were, they didn't end up the season too well. I think they were 3-5 or whatever it was, but I thought the Connecticut Renegades, and then the last game of the season really opened my eyes, man. They came back, they destroyed the entire North picture, and they allowed some teams to get in. They didn't lay down. They did, I thought, a fabulous job, man. It was awesome.
There were a lot of teams, like the Knights are on my short list of teams that just did it the right way, gracious in defeat, glorious in their wins. I thought the Knights were fantastic. When I told them, God, like week 3, go on the road and get a win, and they did it. For once, I didn't get 15 messages saying, "Eat shit." We got a road win.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like they just went out and did it, and we're like, yeah, that's the team we are. And that is the team they are, man. And then for all the pressure that Elsie got, all the highlights of him losing that big one, to come back out and just throw down and then catch that fish and say, That's it.
It
It's
was
done. It's
absolutely.
done.
It's over, boys. I mean, exactly.
It's over.
Him and Eric Polenz were throwing punches of the 18s back and forth.
Yep.
Polenz throws an 18 on the board. Freaking Elsie comes back with 17 and 3/4. Dude, I mean, like you said, it was I mean, look, there's a lot of great things, and we're going to completely do our season recap, on KFL Live and all that stuff, man. But that was awesome. And here's the thing, too, man. This is like, again, we say this on a KFL show, but unfortunately, it can turn into it because it's part of our lives, man. This is what we do. Me and BK talk about it every single day. As much as drama that we had this year, there's so much to celebrate. And our focus from here is to focus on the teams that are in the playoffs that have worked and they've earned that right. So from here on in, man, we're not listening to the noise. We don't care about the noise. You can say whatever you want to. Have a good time. Have at it. All the negativity that's been going out. Hey, man, you're going to get – look, man, you want to roll around the pigs and get money, go right ahead, man. We are going to celebrate. We're going to hand over a trophy. We're going to hand over a lot of money to the winning teams. I can't wait to do that. I'm looking forward to that day. And we are going to celebrate their successes. And, again, take a step back when the end of the season's over with, reevaluate ourselves, what we did right, what we did wrong. We got a lot of changes that we're going to make, and we're going to kind of get back to basics next year, man. We're going to have a freaking fun, man.
And I want to say this because I think it's important to say. I personally, I'm not going to speak for Greg. I personally am sorry that I've let some of the negativity get to me. And I've come on this show and KFL Night and more been salty rather than celebratory of the teams that are doing what they need to do and take care of their business. And that's on me, man. That is totally my problem. But we have so much to celebrate in this league. Yep. We have so many good players going out and doing awesome things. For me personally, just some highlights, getting to know Jake Angeles and Kukulis too.
Yeah.
And Matt Lee and seeing what those guys can do, man. God, awesome that was team, fun.
Man. Freaking awesome team. I mean, look at what Tammy Sanchez did last week, man.
There's been so many bright moments that I don't feel like I gave enough credit to because I got a little too sucked into the negativity. I'm owning that.
Well, welcome to the social media world, man. I mean, 80% of social media is it's negativity. It's these keyboard warriors, man. But you know what? You show up at a boat ramp, they want to kiss your ass all the time. It's like, oh, it's blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
I'm not trying to spin this in a negative way at all. It's just there were a ton of highlights for me this year. I'm a Southern angler. I know about Texas guys. Me getting to learn who Rich Biggie was, me getting to see Justin Curtis from the Reapers and what he can do.
Yep.
Man, it was a fantastic year. It really was. And I got
to know a lot of anglers, man. Their names elevated up the charts, man. I look at Blaine Upton. I don't know who Blaine Upton is.
Dude,
Blaine Upton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brought it. I mean, I think, the games that he had played, I think he's undefeated. Like as soon as every game he's played for the Punishers, they've won. I mean, huge addition to that team.
It was so good. I just want to take a moment to say, like, I apologize. Like I've not been the correct color commentator I should be in terms of like celebrating the achievements that some of these guys have because things that have happened, I kind of like get in the way and how that affected us. And like, that's on me. Y'all did a great job. Yep. Like the fishing, especially from a lot of guys, man, like, dude, Corey Dreyer, I knew he was good.
He's really good.
God, he's really good.
Really, really good.
He's really, really good, man. Yep. And, as much as I harp on some guys and stuff like that.
Yep.
God, man, there was so much good stuff this year, and I just appreciate all of that effort and stuff that guys are putting into it.
All right, 24-10, Buffalo leads Rams. It is the fourth quarter. Rams have
What
the
up?
ball 43-yard line. Man, Buffalo is looking really, really good. Guys, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Listen, if you have not signed up, if you're on the All-Star team, if your name's on the All-Star list, sign up for Fishing Chaos, the All-Star game. It is North versus South, 15 anglers versus 15 anglers. And again, look, man, just go fishing. You know, people are asking me about this body of water. Just go fishing, man. Just have fun. It's a celebration thing. It's the best 20 fish. We will broadcast a little bit on Saturday. Looking forward to that. A lot of the guys are doing the EKF championship. Guys, stay safe at Champlain. Hope you guys have a great time up there. And then next weekend, man, you know what starts? It's the freaking KFL playoffs. We're traveling. I'm leaving here next Thursday night. I'm traveling to Arkansas to fish Lake Dardanelle. I will not have any time on the water. I'm just going to go. Your pre-fishing king is going to be pre-fishing Saturday. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that works out, man. But guys, stay safe. We love you. We appreciate you and all the comments, man. Great comments tonight, man. Awesome.
Totally.
Awesome. So,
well, Greg, before we sign off here, I think we'd be remiss. Bottom 3 teams in the NFL, top 3 teams in the NFL.
Okay.
By win record.
Okay, I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Oh. Okay.
I think Buffalo goes. We talked about this on Motion Sports last night. I think Buffalo wins 12. I think they go 12 and 5. Okay. I don't think there's going to be a lot of parity in the league. Sam thinks he's going to go. They're going to go 13 and 4, but I say 12 and 5.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, at number 2.
Minnesota Vikings number 2. I think they have the same record, 12 and 5.
Okay.
Okay. And my third team, I'm going to say the San Diego Chargers.
Nice.
They go 11 and 6. Okay. I think those 3 teams are the top 3 teams in the NFL. Okay. The bottom 3 teams, I'm going to go Seattle Seahawks. I think they win like 3 games.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, they're going to be terrible. I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons again. They probably win 4 or 5 games. And probably the Chicago Bears.
Oh.
I got them at 6. Jaguars maybe there too.
Okay, I'm excited because we have a lot of disparity. So we've got a hot gummy bear on the line, easy, which I've ordered, and I don't know why it's not here. They told me September 14th through 20th. Still not here.
A little shady.
How long does it take to get a gummy bear, man?
I know, man.
Like, it's insane. But I also have Bills top wins.
Yep.
I think their division is soft. I have the Chargers at number 2. I'm a big believer in the Bolts, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Kyle, I know it's not September 14th. I'm asking how long does it take to get a gummy bear, man? Like, why 14th through the 20th? It's a gummy bear. How long?
Yeah, no kidding. It should be on Prime, dude.
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yep.
And then third, I'm gonna say the Vikings.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
Vikings?
Buffalo Chargers and Vikings. Yeah.
Man, the Vikings just look really good. Bottom 3, and this is where we're way off base here.
Okay.
I got bottom of the barrel, Falcons.
Okay.
Texans.
I can see that.
Jaguars.
Okay. I got you.
I don't have the Seahawks or the Bears in there.
I think the Seahawks are going to be trash. Dude, Geno Smith is their freaking quarterback.
Bro, I still got like me and you went through the Bears schedule the other day.
We did. I had 6 wins. You had 5.
Yeah, so 5.5 if we're taking our average.
Yep.
Which I've seen a lot of other like Vegas averages saying 6.5.
Yep.
Dude, I can't put them in the bottom 3, man.
Listen,
like I can't.
I said this on air yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a parlay, a 2-game money line parlay I want you to do. Okay. Jets, Bears this weekend.
Ooh.
At home. Parlay that too.
So you think y'all are going to beat the 49ers? That's who y'all playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Jets are playing.
I'm not a believer in Trey Lance, man. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, Trey Lance is trash. I think he's terrible. He's got a good team around him, but you need a good quarterback. Our defense is not that bad, believe you me.
I love that. I have this parlay on lock. This guy's trash. I'll take it. I'll take any bets. Yeah, man.
Dude, Chicago Jets, parlay it, man.
Money who are the Jets playing? I don't even know.
They're playing let me see here. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the schedule.
Because I really don't know. I mean,
31-10, dude. 31-10 Buffalo.
Oh, I know.
They just destroyed it. Jets are playing Ravens.
You got the Jets beating the Ravens?
I do. I have the Jets. Dude, the Ravens are 7-point favorites at New York. I'm just got a feeling the Jets and Bears both win this weekend. It's going to shock the world.
Do you want action on that? I will take action.
Just bet it through DraftKings.
No. Oh, I want.
No. I've got my. Listen, I've got it taken care of right here, bro.
Oh, come on, man!
I'm not doing separate bets.
If you're so confident in it, just hit me with it.
I'll put my money where my mouth was.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? All right.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'll take that action. And so will my boy Mark. Oh, dude, you got double down. You got two people willing to take action.
Listen, it's a complete risk. That's why that's like probably plus 600. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you know how much money you make from KFL bookings.
I hear you, man. Yeah, exactly. We're making so much money on the KFL side, man. You know, I mean, I'm using all that money to help facilitate my own.
Yeah. What's a couple of grand on a NFL bet?
No, I mean,
everything you've made
we're making
KFL.
all that money. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like they need to be worrying about their own little conference, man. Maybe they should be making their own money. Otherwise, their quarter records will be all out.
Dude, okay. Well, what do you got the parlay? What's the parlay at? What's the payout? That's what I need to know.
Let's see here. If you do both.
Yeah, if you do both at $100, what are we making?
Ooh. Let me see here.
Just to make it easy, $100.
It's trying to locate me, man. So hold on a second.
Okay.
You can't do this. Hold on here. Sorry, dude.
No, it's all good. I just want to know if I bet $100, what am I at stake on that parlay?
Yeah. It's got to be like plus 550 or 600. I'll have to look and see.
Holy.
Yeah. Because the odds, man. I mean, they're both like 7-point underdogs.
Oh, so you're playing the spread?
No, I'm playing the money line on both.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, dude. Plus, I mean, it's plus money on both.
Yo, Todd, how good are the Bengals going to be this year? That's what I really want to know.
Eric Siddiqui says they're going to win it all.
Okay, well, let's come back to reality here, Greg. What do you actually think? Bengals are a what seed going into the playoffs? Third, fourth?
I think they win. I think they win the North. But I think, man, dude, I don't think they're going to be better than the Chargers or the Bills. You know, yeah,
third seed.
Yeah,
I too would say third seed.
Yep.
Although I am a little worried about the Chargers, only because their division is nasty, man. God, their division's gross.
Yeah. All right, I'm doing it for you right now. It's plus.
I just want to know what kind of money.
It's a plus 1159, dude.
And you don't want to take me on a bet? You're plus 1159. You don't want to take one?
No, it's plus 1159. So, yeah. Boys, I gotta go, man. I gotta run.
We out of here.
Yeah, we out. We will see you later.
Peace.